The speed at which it has spread has got a lot of people worried. Now, one key question on the top of people's minds is the Wuhan virus more severe or deadly than SARS or MERS? Here's a quick recap. SARS, the first pandemic of the 21st century that swept across the world in 2003, infecting over 8,000 people and killing around 800 of them. MERS, which surfaced in the Middle East in 2012 and spread to 27 countries around the world. I'm now joined by Senior Correspondent Ee Lyn, who looked at several metrics and compared the Wuhan virus to SARS and MERS to tell us which is worse. Welcome, Ee Lyn.
Hi, Dylan.
Now, Ee Lyn, which metrics did you use and why?
Okay, I looked at the mortality rate, how severe this disease can get. That means how many people actually can get severely ill from it. Mm-hmm. And we also looked at who are susceptible to it and succumb to it. And then we also looked at how efficiently this virus actually transmits jumps from human to human. Right. The reason why we looked at these metrics is because these are the questions that people are asking, and they are very valid questions.
Now, Ee Lyn, let's take a closer look at these metrics. Tell us about mortality rate and severity.
Okay, now I have to say that it's extremely difficult at this point in time to nail down actually the mortality rate, because these are figures that are still changing every day, right? Yep. So if you were to divide, say, the death figure by the total, the confirmed infections, I would think that it's premature because both numbers are jumping. Besides, there are very many mild undetected cases. As we know, authorities here as well as the WHO, they have said that 20% that this virus actually, or rather 20% of patients get seriously ill from this virus, with pneumonia and so on. And the rest are mostly mild, even undetected. Yes.
Yeah, I was just going to touch upon that,
yes.
Those who are getting seriously ill, I think you brought up quite a good point. Now, of course, Ee Lyn, of course, one of the most urgent priorities is to determine the efficiency at which this virus can spread and is transmitted from human to human. Could you explain a bit more about that?
Yes, I think this is one question that's on everyone's minds. Yeah. Now, of course, in China, we know that it's spreading, right? It's still flaring, this epidemic. Now, the thing is, the exported cases, and in Singapore, we are seeing so far only exported cases. There hasn't been, touch wood, any spread within our community. It hasn't actually spread beyond. Now, remember during SARS, people caught it in hospital. Okay, people who happened to be in hospital caught it from people who were severely ill with SARS, who coughed and sneezed and so on. And then they went out into the community and spread it out. And so what happened was, during SARS in Singapore, there was a cluster of infections at the Pasir Panjang vegetable wholesale market, and then in Hong Kong there was even a more tremendous spread in the community, where someone caught it in one hospital and then went home, and he then spread it to over 200 people who lived in the same wing of his building block. So this is what we are looking out for. I think It's very reassuring at this point that, although I must say that there has been human-to-human transmission in 3 instances, in Germany, and in Vietnam, and in Japan. Okay, these were isolated people who contracted the virus, but then again they haven't spread it onward. Right. Yes. So I think, if we were to compare now and SARS, I think it's quite different now. I think various countries, we now know we are a lot better prepared. And I I see that being very different this time round.
Right. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much, Ee Lyn, for joining us and sharing with us your analysis. As always, do visit straitstimes.com for the latest on the Wuhan virus. Now, speaking of which, we'll be hosting a special Q&A session with a healthcare expert on Monday's episode. So do get in touch with us in the comments below if you have any burning questions regarding the Wuhan virus. There we have it, our top stories for today. For more news and videos, do log on to straitstimes.com. And once again, I'm Dylan. See you tomorrow for more stories on The Big Story.